glad you're here. Today we want to talk about why building trust with customers is important. Because, well, it is. It's hugely important to have trust with customers. Because if they don't like us and they don't trust us, well, they're not buying from us. Okay? I've spent a lot of time in sales. Most of my career has been in sales. And I've managed from, the $100 deals all the way up to multi-million-dollar, multi-year contracts. At one point, I had almost $1 billion in spend with a customer that I was managing for them. That's right, billion with a B. I know this stuff. And we definitely have to build trust with customers if we want to be successful with customers. Because they're asking 3 questions when they meet us. Do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? See, trust is number 2. That number 2 question there. And here's the bad part about it. You got about 60 seconds to really start getting them engaged and answering those questions before they're going to move on to somebody else. And you can do all this hard work up front, and if they still don't trust you, they're walking out of your store and they're going to the competition to buy the product that they want. So, if they don't like you and they don't trust you, they're not buying from you. So we definitely have to have trust. So let's get into how you can build trust with your customer. So here's how I basically do trust. I made a quick equation for building trust, and it's being a credible source, being credible, being reliable, and being vulnerable. We'll touch on each one of those. And then the 4th one is selfishness, which can wipe out everything. Simple fraction. So first, you want to be credible. You want to know what you're talking about. We've all seen salespeople that have tried to ad-lib and act like they know everything about a product and just fumble everything away. It just falls apart, and you realize pretty quickly that they're not there to help you, right? Because that's the 3rd question people are asking. How can you help me? So we definitely want to be credible. We want to be knowledgeable about our product or service or an organization and the topics that they're looking to get information on. Doesn't mean you have to go get a PhD in the subject or whatnot, but you got to be able to talk about it and research it and know the product inside and out. You also need to know what the competition is offering and how you stack up. Because if you can't answer that effectively to the customer, well, they're not going to believe you and trust you. So you got to make sure that you know the competition yourself inside and out. Again, doesn't have to be a PhD, but you got to be able to talk about it. Now, you can also be the bridge. So if you don't know the actual topic that we're talking about, you can actually bridge them in by bringing somebody who does. Maybe it's an engineer or somebody else that's an authority, and connecting the people. That's why I say it's called being a bridge. You're just bringing those people, walking them over to them, and helping them get the information they're looking for and be a part of the conversation and whatnot. And it's helped me dramatically in my sales career by bringing people in to have a discussion and help them. I've done it, and it's been very effective for me. So 2 ways to be credible. Follow up on those. The second one is reliability. Well, that means doing the right thing day in, day out. And doing it when everybody's watching and when nobody's watching. Now, if you got a customer and you've offered somebody a drastically cheaper sales price than this other customer, they're going to find out typically customers talk, especially when they're in the same market, in the same location and whatnot. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing and standing up and being consistent on your messaging and what you're doing. And if you're out helping one customer, you got to help them all. So make sure that you're being reliable. Do what you say you're going to do. Follow up. Be that guy that's there. And when the customer says, you know what, so-and-so, they're reliable. You got to be reliable. Now, we're going to talk about vulnerability. And I don't want you to sit there and get the Kleenex out and go, oh, great. Now we're going to be talking about our feelings and everything. That's not what vulnerability really is. Vulnerability is about being transparent, sharing. Listen, I don't know everything about this topic, but I'm going to help you find the solution. I'm going to be here. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to find this out. I want to help you. And saying, listen, I got this going on or that going on. It's going to take me a little longer. Being vulnerable and sharing with your insights and everything and showing people that you're human goes a long way at building trust. Most of my customers that I haven't talked to in years will still call me every once in a while to get some insight on something because they trust me. Well, that's a lasting relationship. And even if I'm not selling to them right now, I'm going to help them just because that's who I am. But I guarantee if somebody were to come along and be wanting to buy something that I sell and that customer interacts with them, they're going to point them to me. And I've made a lot of sales because of that. Okay? Now, all of those three things can be negated by how selfish you are. If you're a very selfish person, you're going to eradicate everything because people are going to know what you're about and they're going to sniff it out over time. You may be able to hide it for a short term, but it's literally going to be sniffed out eventually. And when that happens, you build trust and you take basically your credibility, reliability, vulnerability, and you pitch it out the window, and that's it. It's hard to gain that trust back with the customer. It takes years sometimes to build that trust back up, and trust is huge. I've had customers share with me, hey, your competitor's in here, and they're actually doing this, this, and this. They won't give me the exact price because that's illegal, but they'll kind of point me in a direction of you should focus on strengthening your product line here, or hey, by the way, you need to be out in this area seeing some landscapers or some of the customers because, hey, your competition's actually out there doing that. They'll help you and guide you and share with you some insight to help you gain as well. So if you're selfish, just trying to make a quick buck, people are going to sniff it out. They're going to treat you like the 1970s used car salesman that, they were sticking chewing gum. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Used Car, but that's what people typically think of used car salesmen. So let's focus on building trust with our customers. It will pay off because as you gain influence, your sales go up. I've proven it out, and it's been very successful for me. Hope it helps you. If you have any questions about my sales training, my coaching, or whatever, catch me in the links below, and I'll have my email and everything. I'm here for you. See you next time.